Hi, this is Craig with CRAIGTRADER and CRAIGTRADER on YouTube, CRAIGTRADER.com. Thank you for tuning in today. You know what I'm wondering in today's market is the stock market crashing? Is it crash time for the market? Who knows? But what we do know is that the market definitely dropped today, and it dropped a great deal. Roughly, we'll take a look at it right here. We can just look at SPY and kind of see where it's at this point. But we see the market, it was up in the green earlier today. Then right here when Jay Powell, the Fed Chairman, started speaking, and he lowered the interest rate, but called for lessening the lowering of this rate, you see it just took a dive here. So a straight deep dive down there in the S&P. And so it was down -2, almost -3% today overall. So I don't believe the market is crashing. We're in a time right now where we're rebalancing. This December, you're going to do the rebalancing. You're going to sell off the things a lot of investors are selling off where they've taken a loss on. They're repositioning themselves to buy back into some of the same investments or in different investments going into 2025. Also, you have people that sell during the holidays at any rate so that they can go take their vacations, enjoy some money, take some of their profits, enjoy the profits that they've made throughout the year, and use it during this Christmas time, vacation time. Now, the Santa rally we talked about a while ago, will that still even happen? It's a possibility. It usually happens toward the last week of December and into the first week of January of the next year. That can still take place. We're not really sure at this point. But what I would say to this is a good buying opportunity. Many of the stocks that I am into and that some of you are into, such as NVIDIA, which was kind of up today for the first time in a while after its pullback. But of course, you'll see that it went down. Now you see after hours, it's in an upward movement at this point. And it went down here as low as 127.19, and it's on its way back up. So what I definitely think is that it's a good time to just continue to dollar cost average, buy over time into NVIDIA, which is one of my usually main holdings. I do put stop losses. We've talked about that. Put stop losses on the major holdings, and I may put it at a 15% trailing stop, which means as the market goes up, or the particular stock or ETF goes up, then if it drops 15%, it'll sell out whatever number of shares I put in there for it to sell out, which means I'll lock in profit usually. So if a stock, for instance, say NVIDIA is up, say whatever. So we look at NVIDIA over year to date. Year to date, NVIDIA is up 166%, as you see over here. So if I have a 15 or a 25% stop loss on that, then when the stock pulls back, say it pulls back that 15, 20, or 25%, whatever I choose to put the stop loss at, and whatever you choose to put it at, then it will trigger a sell out at that rate. And so even at we'll just say a 10%, we'll say for round numbers, a 10% pullback. Well, 10% pullback would be roughly $13, which down here would roughly knock off about another 16. Well, 10% would knock off, bring it down 10% here, and you would actually capture, instead of 166%, you'd still capture about 150% profit even on the pullback. And then you can decide where you want to go back in that stock or how much you want to start dollar cost averaging in if you figure it's still a good stock and want to go in it some more. So we see that most of these stocks have pulled back today. And like I said, this month you're going to have some volatility. It's going to be choppy. SoFi is down 7, almost 8% today after the pullback. Another big one, huge one that most people that a lot of people that are into, and as well as myself, Palantir. Palantir is one of my main holdings. As you see, it pulled back, not bad, almost 2% down today. But look here, it was as high as 77.57, and now it's down to $73 a share. So that's a good, I would say it's a good entry point for me. You have to decide for yourself. And you want to keep you some dry powder. What that basically does is when you hear people talk about dry powder, you do have some people that are sitting back on quite a bit of cash in their accounts. I usually don't do that. I'm almost pretty much 90% invested from time to time. But what I will do is if I find something that I really like or a trade that I want to get into, we're in brokerless, commission-free accounts anyway. So you can have something that's not moving so fast and just sell out of it. You sell out of it, buy into whatever it is you're attempting to buy into, and then just attempt to ride it up from there. Or if it's an option trade, you're in and out, quick trade, longer trade, whatever. But you're anticipating to make a greater return off that money that would be just sitting, not earning so much in the first place in the other investment. So we see Tesla took a deep dive today. Another thing to keep in mind with these stocks pulling back is that many of these have been running hot. They've been running very hot, running up in the stratosphere. And whatever goes up, we know the law of gravity, it must come down at some point. And so why not December, where we're rebalancing? There's a trigger of people selling, the trigger of Jay Powell giving his speech today, which the market obviously didn't care for very much because it went straight down instead of going up. But this is the world of investing, and we're long-term investors, so don't panic. Put your trailing stops on, or if you're monitoring your account quite a bit, just decide where you want to sell out a certain amount. If you're up a great deal, you may want to take some profits out and see if there's going to be something that pretty much bottoms out where you want to start investing in that. This is Mira or Marathon Holdings. This is a Bitcoin miner. So it's another crypto related stuff. I'm heavily crypto related in my investments right now, even in MicroStrategy, which is another big one that I'm investing in, and also Robinhood. Robinhood, I really like Robinhood stock. It has done very well. If we look here over the past year, it's up 230%. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they didn't realize how much Robinhood had been creeping up because the powers that be on the national networks, financial networks, don't talk much about it like they push Palantir, Nvidia, and some of the other stocks that are more popular. But Robinhood has been on a tremendous run, and I expect for it to do great in the future. So I like the platform. First of all, what we're looking at right here is the Robinhood platform. I like it because it has its real-time graph, which is very easy to read. You can buy partials. You don't have to buy whole shares in this account. Also, and I have links in the description for you to open up a Robinhood account, as well as Webull if you want, as well as Stash. So, you may want to open up several different accounts rather than have your investments in one or two accounts. I like to spread mine out around 4 or 5 different accounts. And that way you can also designate some of those accounts for other things you may want to do, like home improvement, or of course you're going to have your Roth IRA account, which you should be really considering that as we're nearing the end of the year. Those of y'all that may want to roll money out of your job's 401k or 401ks you might have left at an old job. I was reading something today where some people, a good percentage of people forget, and I don't know how, but they may forget about some of their retirement accounts at their old jobs they left, or the business. The company may have gone out of business. You may have left the job, and you forget that money is in there. So some of you all out there in TV land here, you may want to think about, hey, did I leave any retirement accounts anywhere that I need to go get that money and roll it over into my Roth IRA so I can take advantage of it, choose the investments I want to choose, and go from there. Also, remember the Sidney Brooks, as I said, my friend with New Stock Investors, he reminded me on the last video I did about tax loss harvesting. I didn't mention the 30-day wash rule. So if you sell out of something for a loss, you have to generally wait, and I'm not a tax advisor, so you may want to check this, but you generally have to wait about more than 30 days to buy back into that stock to secure the loss for your taxes. So a lot of times if you're selling out or I'm selling out, sometimes I'm selling out of stuff that I've made a loss on or it's a loss in the account. I don't plan to go back into a lot of that stuff anyway. So I will harvest that loss for this year for 2024, going into 2025 and pick up some more investments and go from there. So as we see, Robinhood is one of my top investments too, has been doing very, very well. And all of you all, of course, can choose your stocks, or if you're following this channel, and I mentioned it also in the description, I do have at my website, CRAIGTRADER.com, you can put your email address in there to subscribe to my information, free newsletter, which I send out information on, and also Craig Trader on Facebook. I have my regular Facebook page, but also Craig Trader on Facebook. I tend to post things if I'm making moves, if I'm any kind of pertinent information, any type of changes I'm making. I will post it generally on my Facebook page, even before I send it out in the email newsletter. But drop your email address in there anyway, so that I can get pertinent information to you of different things and changes. So as we see, like I said, these stocks are up quite a bit anyway. Look at this. Over the last 3 months, Robinhood is up 68%. Now, keep in mind, the S&P 500 is up maybe 25, 26% for the whole year. And Robinhood has run up 68% in 3 months and 9% in 1 month. So these stocks have been rocketing. This account was up to 12,000 one time, but I did pull some money out of that. So keep that in mind, that you may want to take some of your money out. Also put your stop losses in, so that if you're not around or not wanting to really watch your investments and you want those sales to blow out at a certain point rather than ride that all the way down. Now over in my E-Trade account, I wanted to show you something real quick. I also do the dividend investing, high dividend investing with Yield Max. So MSTY is what has been announced today to pay out $3.08 a share for this week. So I have 695 shares that I put in. I sold some things out, as I said, since it was losing anyway. Hey, I can trying to harvest some of that money back, or even on a pullback. So I sold a lot of things over the last couple of days, and I put this money into the MSTY or MISTY for the Yield Max funds, yieldmaxetfs.com, and you can put your email address in there and get alerts and announcements. And so we see I got 23,000 in here, but it's down, total gain down 4,000. That I'm not too much worried about because it's a pullback. I was also I bought some of it yesterday, some of it this morning. So, and then it just of course started really just falling, which, okay, I'm not too worried about that. Misty, which is based on MicroStrategy, is a good play for the crypto market. They are the highest holders of Bitcoin of any public traded company. And they're continuing to buy more and more Bitcoin. Bitcoin is expected to continue to rise. So like I said, pullback, these opportunities to buy at a deeper discount. I'll get this dividend on Friday and go from there. So what I did when I saw that it was falling too, I said, well, let me try to see if I can put a put in. It did allow me to put a put in. So I put a December 20th put on it. As we see over here, I did 4 contracts. And at this point, I harvested back $117 so far if I decide to sell it, if it's still at this in the morning. So 21%, almost 22% increase to help with some of the downside. So these are just some of the strategies that you can use in your investing and just keeping you abreast of what's going on for this week during this so this is like a midweek report that I'm giving. And so I just wanted to have you all continue to keep your eyes on the prize, continue investing. Don't get discouraged. I know how it is when you're even working and you're putting extra money into your accounts and then all of a sudden the account drops. Well, think of it this way, that you're buying good quality stocks at a discount. You're buying good quality ETFs at a discount. And also that these things have surged so much lately, even since the election announcement. The stocks have really had a real run, and it's expected to have a pullback, maybe 5 to 10% pullback anyway. That's healthy. Nothing runs straight up, as I say. And so, this has been great. Leave something and leave a comment. Let me know how you like the channel. Is it helping you? What kind of things you may want to know about? I produce different types of videos, so you'll see different types of things produced here. But also, I just want you to also take advantage. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the videos with your community. Let them know that we are on a wealth building journey together. This is long term, not a get rich quick process, but it is, I believe, a get rich quicker process, because I believe in really featuring stocks, ETFs that will beat the S&P 500 and usually beat the NASDAQ, which is represented by QQQ. I do have some of that in there as well. And so please like and subscribe, share it. Remember, you can't win the game unless you're in the game. So get in the game, play to win, be blessed, be prosperous, and I will see you soon.